Hi guys, and welcome to my 90-day Shopify challenge. I'm so excited. Only a few days ago I actually came up with this idea and I posted in few Facebook groups to see if everyone else will feel that this will be beneficial to them. And the feedback I got was absolutely amazing. So 2 days later I'm here creating this video and I'm so excited to say it's going ahead. So what is a 90-day Shopify challenge? Well, the way I look at it is like this. Let's build a Shopify shop in 90 days and see what happens. As simple as that. I'm basically building a brand new business completely from scratch. And when I say completely from scratch, I mean completely from scratch. I don't even know what products I'm going to sell this moment in time. But what I plan to do is document everything I do step by step so you can copy exactly what I've done and hopefully you can translate this into your new business, existing business. You want to grow your business, you want to move away from eBay and Amazon to your own platforms. It doesn't really matter. There's going to be parts of this project where you're going to be able to learn something new. And all you have to do is follow me on this journey. I'm not asking for any sign-up costs. I'm not asking for any monthly costs. I'm not, in fact, asking for any money. All I want you to do is come along on this journey, help me achieve this, and obviously you'll learn a lot from me. Now, I've got 15 years experience of working online from selling on eBay, Amazon, to having my own e-commerce websites. Now, I've helped hundreds of different clients achieve different levels of e-commerce success. But obviously, it's a lot easier to help someone who's already got existing business than it is to someone who's completely starting brand new because you know existing business tends to have some kind of validation in terms of the products they're selling or the service they're selling. They're already obviously making some kind of money, and obviously that type of marketing, you already have some data to work off. But with this, I have no idea. I don't even know what products I'm going to sell. So what will you learn on this through this journey? Like I said earlier, I have no idea what products I'm going to sell. So I have to do a research on the product trends, see what products are selling at this moment in time, what products are upcoming, etc., etc., and try to obviously come up with a few different product ranges in different niches to try and narrow these down to one product range which I feel will benefit this business the most. I'll obviously show you how I validate my ideas. Now, I can't say that there is a right or wrong way of doing this because there's no way actually to validate a true business idea without first having to test it and put some money towards paid advertising, whatever, to try and see if this will work or not. So I'll use so in other words, I'll use my experience to try and minimize failure, but I'm not guaranteeing you will not fail. So the whole point of this is that you see the real results. This is not something I'm going to make up and try and cover up. I'm going to show you if it fails, it fails. I'm going to lift my hands up and say failed. If it succeeds, I'll be very happy and I'll tell you it's been a success. So this is the whole point, is for you to see the whole experience of starting up a new business, seeing how hard it is, how easy it is, what you need to do, how you need to focus yourself, how to manage your time, etc., etc. And I'm going to document every single step of the way. I'm going to use videos to document my steps. I'll use blog posts. I'll use Instagram, Facebook. I'll try and use as many different methods to document this process so you can follow it at whatever platform you want to. Once we have the product range and validate the idea, I need to find a supplier. There's no now when it comes to e-commerce, one of the most important aspects of having a successful e-commerce business is having the right supply chain. 5, 6 years ago, it was a lot harder to find decent suppliers. Now this is much easier, and hopefully this shouldn't be a big job. But again, I'll follow this step by step and document everything so you can see my way of thinking and how I came up to the decision what supplier to use. Now, going back to suppliers, just before I forget, I want to use. I'm not going to use. I'm trying to avoid using drop shipping. Now, I've used drop shipping in the past. I'm not a big fan of drop shipping business model. I have bad experiences, and also believe the profit margins are much smaller than if you try and source the products directly and ship them yourself. So I will try and avoid the drop shipping model. However, I'm not going to promise. Again, it depends on the product range I go for. If I feel I can make a profit from it, sustainable profit, then I would probably look at the dropshipping option, but I'll prefer not to. So again, just to thought clear this up, because I know a few people have asked me, and it's a common thing now. Everyone tries to publish tutorials on how to use dropshipping and make money from it. I've not been successful in dropshipping. I'm gonna be honest with you, and I just feel it's one of those businesses. It's a bit like eBay. It's not really your business. You're kind of too reliant on one supplier or two suppliers, or you don't have the control of the products and what you put inside your parcels and everything else that goes on with it. So I will try and avoid that. And obviously, as I come to that stage, I'll explain into more detail why I feel why I feel that drop shipping is not the best business model to move forward with. Once we have the product range and validation and obviously selecting a supplier, I'm going to do the keyword research. Again, I'm going to document this step by step. Keyword research is important as we're going to try and increase organic search engine rankings. Now, I have to point out this is a 90-day Shopify challenge. Whether I can rank keywords in Google within 90 days, which will actually not be 90 days, it'll probably be about 70 days because it'll take a time to actually build up the whole infrastructure at the beginning and then go into trying to promote this via Google. So we have to take some at least say 2 weeks, 3 weeks away from 90 days to in order to actually start promoting this via Google. So it's not going to be instant results, and I'm going to try and I'll show you how to do these things, but I'm not going to be too confident that I will achieve any meaningful results in that short period of time. But it's a long-term gain. I'm trying to build a long-term sustainable business that can grow over time period. So it's important to actually take that into consideration, and I'll try and teach you this in the best way possible. Now, as with any business, we need a business name and logo design. So I'm going to take you through the steps on how to decide on the business name and why I decided on my business name and what company to use for logo design and so on. Now, when it comes to domain names, I like to use expired domain names because they have authority in Google. So I'm going to show you the process of how to search for expired domain names with a good backlinking history. Again, depending on the time I have, I might not have enough time to be able to source this because it's time consuming. And with only having 90 days, I might have to result, if I'm running out of time, I'll have to just use I'll have to register a brand new name. Either way, I'm going to show you how to register a brand new domain name and obviously connect it to your Shopify shop. So next step, after all the initial steps have been completed, is to open a new Shopify account and shop, install the theme, add the new product, add the content based on the keyword research I did earlier, and the shop should be ready. By this stage, the shop should be ready to start trading. Now, before the shop starts trading, one of the most important things I will point out is that I need to come up with a fulfillment strategy. So getting the products from the suppliers to myself, if I'm not using a dropshipping method, and obviously getting the orders to the customers as quickly as possible. I will again stress out, I'm trying to build a long-term sustainable business, so therefore customer support is extremely important. So having strategies in place to deal with returns and complaints and obviously customer queries and providing extra customer support is essential if you want to build your own brand and repeat customers. It's much easier to have repeat customers than it is to have brand new customers. And again, I'll explain why that is the case as we head into the project itself. As with any business nowadays, you need social media presence. So I'm going to take you through the process of setting up a new Facebook page, Twitter, Pinterest, Instagram, Google Plus, and YouTube channels. Also, I'll show you methods of how to promote your shop through these different platforms, and obviously try and drive organic free traffic that we can. And obviously, this is again the long-term sustainable marketing strategy that I will try and implement and show you how I do this and why I do it, and obviously show you step-by-step guides. Other important tools are Webmaster Tools and Google Analytics. I'm going to show you how to implement these on the Shopify, but also how to use the data that comes through and try to optimize your shop to increase sales. As mentioned earlier, this is a 90-day Shopify challenge, so I'm going to have to use some form of paid advertising because I don't think I will be able to generate enough traffic or momentum through Google in that period of time. We might be lucky, we might not be. I'll give it my best shot, but I just don't think I will be able to. So I'm going to have to rely on some form of paid advertising. I'm not saying here I'm going to throw hundreds and thousands of pounds on this because I know, as I mentioned earlier, guys, that some of you will be strapped for cash and finding that extra cash to invest into a business is not that easy. So therefore, I'm going to try and keep these costs to a minimum. So when I look at Facebook ads, I'm going to try and invest as minimum as possible and try obviously optimize them to try and convert them as quickly as possible. Again, I'm going to give you a step-by-step guide on this, and I'll show you real results as they happen. I'm going to use Google Adverts as well. Now, the reason I'm going to use Google Adverts is because it's another paid form of advertising. it does work really well. Now, this will really depend on the type of product range I decide to go on and the profit margin I have. Google adverts are a lot more expensive than Facebook advertising, so I'm gonna have to kind of try to optimize this to the quickest way as possible to try and generate some profit. We'll give it a try. I got nothing to lose. You got a lot to learn. So we'll take it. I'll take it for the whole process, and hopefully we'll get some in the end. Facebook groups. Now I use Facebook groups for marketing quite a lot, and I'm going to take it for a process of finding Facebook groups, learning how to interact with the community, take part in discussions, and obviously drive traffic back to your site without spamming the groups, and obviously trying to avoid being blocked by the group, which is not always possible. But if you follow some guidelines, you can get away with it. And this is, it takes time, but you can build free traffic through this and obviously build your presence online. Now, again, I mentioned Google earlier, and organic search engine rankings. Backlinking is one of the most important factors when it comes to increasing your organic search engine rankings. So I'm going to touch base on this and show you how to start increasing your backlinks back to your website and obviously back to your shop, and trying to obviously over time build up your rankings in Google and form this another free method of traffic to your site. So who am I? My name is Admir. I'm a Manchester-based digital consultant with over 15 years experience. I started my internet journey back in 2000, I think it was, and I used to work when I started working for an advertising agency in Newcastle upon Tyne. And one of the first proud moments of my career was working on I was a main programmer on a program called AdLink, which interlinked newspapers, magazines, and TV channels into one platform to provide advertising cost instantly to our clients. Now, at that time, that was almost impossible. We managed to achieve it. And as a result, I ended up working with some of the biggest marketing brains in the world, which included Aldi, Lidl, and Cooperative Group. So I learned a lot through that process and that part of my life. As moving forward from there, I've run a number of my own successful businesses on eBay, Amazon, and through my own websites, as well as helping hundreds of clients start their own successful e-commerce businesses. I was also featured in the book The Smarter Way to Do Business, alongside some really massive names such as Duncan Bannatyne, Theo Pathetis, Peter Jones, Doug Richards, and there's about 70 odd, I think. But it's absolutely, this is one of the, again, biggest achievements of my life. I'm so proud of this. I opened my own fishing tackle shop called Any Tackle in 2007. I had that shop for just over 4 years, I think it was. And the reason I opened the shop was because it was my hobby. I loved fishing since I was 5 years old. And when I finished university and finished my job in working advertising in Newcastle upon Tyne, I returned back to Manchester, and I decided this was the best way forward for me. So I opened the shop alongside my other businesses, and I had fun doing it for 4 years. And I decided to move. I think it was in 2011 to move on to move away from fishing and the actual physical shop onto marketing online, which I do now. I've also sold crazy amounts of products on eBay and Amazon. One of the most famous one was Any Tackle, or 99p fishing tackle auctions, which actually, I don't even know that it was just hundreds of thousands sold on through that period. I've also been featured in various magazines, newspapers, and websites, including Daily Mail, Manchester Evening News, Smart Enterprise Limited, and Angler's Mail. And these are just few of, I don't even, I lost count how many newspapers, magazines I've been featured in. I've also been featured on TV through one of the restaurants called Rapaldi, which is a world's, they actually hold the Guinness Book record. They're in the Guinness Book of Records for the hottest curry. So you can say I've been around. I was also a runner-up in the Manchester Business Enterprise Competition in 2008, and that's me along with one of the Dragon Den, Rachel, I think she's called. I forgot her name now. And on this journey, you will learn so much, and it's all free. So no sign-up costs or monthly fees, just pure knowledge, and I'm sure we'll have a good laugh all along the way. and that's the most important thing. So let me recap what you will learn. So we'll have product research and validation, supplier research and selection, keyword research, step by step on how to set up your Shopify shop, domain sourcing and registration, content creation, how to fulfill orders, social media marketing, paid and free, and full breakdown of the cost and the profit throughout the journey. So what do you need to do now? You need to head over to my website, which is www.webprojectuk.com/Shopify, and you will get all the instructions on how to register your email address, and obviously you'll start getting updates and instantly start receiving the first parts of the journey. The journey hasn't started at this moment in time. This is the 12th of April 2017, and I plan to start the journey in the probably next two to 3 days. But obviously, I have some content for you to start exploring. Again, as I said, this is completely free. There's no catch. Just join me on this journey. Have fun. Learn something. Share your comments with me. Share your feedback with me. You know, as I said, you can follow this journey in as many ways, however you want. You can do it in the simple way as you copy my steps as we go along the way, or you can wait till 90 days is over and decide if this is the best way for you or not. The one thing I would like to ask is that when I decide on the niche product range I want to go ahead with and try and sell, I would appreciate if you guys who are following me don't copy that niche because obviously going into the same niches, and if you got hundreds and thousands of people following the same process, it's going to be hard for anyone to achieve anything. So trying to think outside the box, use the process of my thinking and my steps to help you come up with your own ideas and build your own business rather than copying exactly the same product range I do and then following exactly what I do. Then we'll kind of clash somewhere along the line. And if you are already on my page, then you need to complete the form below to get instant access to my 90-day Shopify challenge completely free of charge. And there's a form somewhere along the line if you look below where the arrows are pointing. And I'll look forward to seeing you on the other side. And thank you so much for stopping by and watching this video. Bye bye for now.